Welcome, my name is Þorgeirsson and this is an abstract presentation of work titled Do Legal Stops Impact Defensive Efficiency in Handball? We used mixed models regression analysis and I would like to thank my colleagues and supervisor for the collaboration on this project. Why would we be interested in what we here call legal fouls? These are actions by defenders that results in stops to the play of the offensive actions made by defenders without receiving a personal punishment, like the yellow card, 2-minute suspension, or a red card exclusion. They have not been examined extensively as most data with that information about legal stops is not as easily available and not collected in the same scale as other game-related statistics. Yet they are seen as a key part in the defensive strategy and are unique to handball. Previous work has shown that fouling did not significantly affect the outcome of attack phase in elite handball, that the winning teams fouled more often for males, but not for females. The common number of legal stops is around 19 stops per team per game, but there is a quite large standard deviation to that number. Our objectives in this work were to determine how do legal stops affect the team's defensive efficiency. We used goals conceded by the team and legal stops committed by the team to answer this question. So this is the conceptual model. We viewed the game in 6 10-minute periods in which we analyzed the goals scored by the opponent and the legal fouls by the team, both for the home and away team, male and female all combined. Now for the methods. The data was originally entered into Stats software live during the matches by a trained technician, and legal stops and opposition scoring were analyzed and reported for home and away teams separately. We used 10 minutes time slots, of course with the interval at minute 30. 5 matches were removed due to periods of 10 minutes without goals or legal stops. Now we used mixed model regression, and the dependent variable was goals conceded, independent legal fouls committed, and the random effect was the match. As we can see in the final sample, we included 1,154 matches. And now for our results. First, we have a little bit more than 3 fouls per 10-minute period for both the home teams and away teams. A little bit more for the home teams. The models are both significant and quite similar, as was expected. The main finding is that by each legal foul committed, the home team prevents 0.148 goals and the away team prevents 0.124 goals. So that's the main finding of our models. And here we can see the graph representing our findings, showing relationships between goals conceded and legal fouls committed by the teams per 10 minutes of semi-professional handball play, male and female combined. Now for our discussion. The main finding is of course that performing legal stops reduces the number of goals conceded significantly. That is in line with previous findings for male league in semi-professional handball in a recent paper where legal stops were associated with winning. We did not account for the final outcome, but performing legal stops and therefore reducing the goals conceded does contribute to success, but not for females, and that further emphasizes the need to look at the sexes and split the data set to look at how these dynamics regarding the outcome and legal stops are both for males and females separately. Our findings are somewhat different to work on elite male level previously published, where legal stops did not affect the outcome of each attack phase. So if a legal stop was made in one attack phase, it did not significantly affect the goal conceding or not. So that was interesting, and that also further suggests that taking into account the possession, each possession, that's important for the future. Now our limitations include the relationship between legally stopping to the final outcome and these blocks of 10-minute periods that we use to have enough legal stops and goals to work with, but of course a lot can change in 10-minute periods in handball. And of course there are others, such as we're lacking situational variables, and we're only extracting the effect of the legal stops in this. Now for our conclusions. Legal stops can prevent significant number of goals conceded. So if we have roughly 20 legal stops per team, we can prevent 2.5 to 3 goals in a game. We can see how this difference might be more pronounced if one team is aggressive, performing lots of legal stops, and the other is not. Future research ideas include doing a specific model for each sex and taking a better look at this relationship between goals conceded and legal stops performed is linear, or is it curved? That is, does it have an optimal number of legal stops performed? So that's an interesting thing to look at. So is it subject to diminishing returns? And also, could it be possible to gain a deeper understanding of the aggression, that not only looking at legal stops but taking more defensive variables into account by merging them into one defensive style index? Could that be helpful to interpret the efficiency of the defense, and hence not only looking at the legal stops performed? This has been the presentation. Thank you for your time. You can contact me with questions on email sveinn@ru.is or on social media. Thank you.